Hello students, welcome back to Kartikeya IAS Academy. So this is the third chapter of NCERT Polity modules. The third chapter of 8th class talking about why do we need a parliament. So what is meant by parliament? Yes, so parliament is a central legislature. If you see the Indian Constitution, Article 79, which talks about India should have a parliament. So what is the meaning of parliament? And what is the use of parliament? So the parliament consists of president, Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha. The president is an integral part of the constitution. So I am going to tell you in this chapter how the members of the parliament are going to be elected and what is the procedure of Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha and what is the role of Lok Sabha and Raj Sabha in deciding the fate of the bills which are introduced in Indian Parliament. So we in India pride ourselves on being a democracy. So here we will try to understand the relation between the ideas of participation in decision making and need for all the democratic governments. Yes, my dear students, we are all the Indians, so the citizens of India to participate in decision making and control the government, thus making it is the most important symbol of Indian democracy and is a key feature of the constitution. So what is I am going to tell you, what is the key feature? The key feature is decision making and participating in the general elections. Yes, the next slide. So this is the parliament. The next slide, why should people decide? Why should people decide? What is this decision? So because India is a democratic country, the representative of the governments are elected by the people only. So in August 15, 1947, India got independence and the people from various backgrounds joined the struggle and they were inspired by the ideals of freedom, equality and participation in the decision. So the nationalists began to openly criticize the British government and make demands. That is, when India under the control of British government, so whatever decisions they are taking which are not asked by the Indians, that is, which is not questioned by the Indians. For the first time, when Indian National Congress was established in 1885, the elected members in the legislature with the right to discuss about the budget, they demanded, especially the members of Indian National Congress, demanded that, so whenever the elected members in the legislature with the right to discuss on the budget. Why budget? Yes, the budget is nothing but the income and expenditure of the government. What is the income is getting by the government? How the income is going to be spent? So what is the expenditure? In which programs the government is spending on the money? So ask questions. The Government of India Act 1919. So 1909, this is famously known as Minto-Morley Reforms Commission. Based on the recommendation of Minto-Morley Reforms, the Government of India Act 1909 was enacted. So allowed some elected representatives. So this is the first time the 1909 Act allowed some elected representative to discuss on the budget. So while these early legislature under the British government were in the response to growing demands of nationalists, right? So this is about what is the situation at the time of Britishers. Then the dreams and the aspirations of the freedom struggle were made concrete in the Constitution of Independent India that laid down the principle of universal adult franchise. A very, very, very important factor. So what is meant by universal adult franchise? Simply nothing but right to vote. So as per the Indian Constitution, whoever completed their 18 years of age, they have the right to vote. So here it is showing that introduction of EVM machines in the elections in 2004. So for the first time EVM machines in 2004 saved about 1,50,000 trees which would have been cut to produce about 8 tons of paper for printing. So before introduction of this EVM machines, there has been using a ballot papers, the procedure of ballot papers. Now this is a innovative step and a good step. Uses of EVM machines have drastically reduced the time spent by the election commission also. So which is also accurate in nature. So this is about this one. And second is people and their representatives. The basic idea in this kind of democracy is that individuals or the citizens is the most important person, that in principle the government as well as the other public institution need to have the trust of the citizens. That is, in democracy, the people trust of this public institution is very, very important. So how does the individual give approval to the government? Very, very simple. It's simple how they will give the approval to the government through elections only. The people would elect the representative to the government, then one group among all the elected representatives form the government. That is, parliament, which is made up of all the representatives together, controls and guides the government. In this sense, people through their chosen representatives form the government, right? So this is a process of election. The areas which is very difficult to reach, especially difficult terrain, right? This is nothing mentioned here. This is the parliament, and yeah, the Parliament of India, that is called Sansad, very, very important, and parliament ni Sansad ani kuda antam. So is a supreme law making institution. It has two houses, the Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. So this is Rajya Sabha, this is Lok Sabha. The Rajya Sabha is also called as Council of States with a total strength of 245 members. So it is chaired by the Vice President, who is the chairman of Rajya Sabha, that is Vice President of India. The second is Lok Sabha, the House of People, with a total membership of 545. Generally, total strength of the Lok Sabha is 552, but the present strength of the Lok Sabha is 545. And Rajya Sabha is 250 and present strength is 245. So the Lok Sabha is presided by the Speaker. What is the role of the Parliament? The Lok Sabha, the role of the Parliament is to make decision making process, that is by making a different legislatures. The Lok Sabha is usually elected for every 5 years. The country is divided into numerous constituencies, that is the places where if an area which is having a population more than 7.5 lakh, then that area is called as one constituency. So each of these constituencies elects one person to the parliament, right? Here it has mentioned with different political parties. In 2019 general election, BJP got 303 seats, which is the highest there. Then it was mentioned here. So to select, so what is the major roles of parliament? The first one, to select the national government. So the Parliament of India consists of President, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. After Lok Sabha elections, a list is prepared by showing how many MPs belong to each political party. So generally, out of the 545 plus two Anglo-Indians nominated to the Lok Sabha, if a political party want to form a government, they have to attain at least 272 seats. That is called magic number. So if any political party does not acquiring this number, then they go for a coalition. That is joining of different political parties. And once the formation of one major party, that is government party, the largest among these parties, that is in opposition, is called opposition party. The main important function of Lok Sabha is to select the executive, that is ministries, finance ministry, defense ministry, railway ministry, etc. So a group of persons who work together to implement the laws made by the parliament, this executive is often what we have mind we use to term government, right? So this is explained. The prime minister is the leader of the ruling party in Lok Sabha, and from MPs who belongs to her party or their party, the prime minister select the ministries to work with them to implement the decisions, right? So simple, nothing is mentioned here. So this is one is North Block and one is South Block. So very important, and whenever you visited Delhi, so it is very, very important location to watch. మీరు ఎప్పుడైనా ఢిల్లీ వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కంపల్సరీగా చూడాల్సిన ప్రదేశాలు ఇవి కనిపిస్తాయండి. సో ఇక్కడ దీన్ని మనం నార్త్ బ్లాక్ అంటూ ఉంటాం, సారీ ఇది సౌత్ బ్లాక్ ఇక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది. There are two buildings in the central secretariat. ఈ మొత్తం ఏరియాని సెంట్రల్ సెక్రటేరియట్ అంటూ ఉంటాము. The south block and north block 1930s లో బిల్డ్ చేశారు. The photo on the left side, that is called south block, which houses the prime minister, PMO office, Ministry of Defense and Ministry of External Affairs. అంటే ఈ ఆఫీస్ లో మొత్తం ముగ్గురు ఉంటారు. ప్రైమ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫీస్ ఉంటుంది, మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ డిఫెన్స్ అండ్ మినిస్టర్ ఆఫ్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ అఫైర్స్. అండ్ దిస్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ నార్త్ బ్లాక్. దీంట్లో మనకి మినిస్ట్రీ ఆఫ్ ఫైనాన్స్ అండ్ మినిస్ట్రీ ఆఫ్ హోమ్ అఫైర్స్ ఉంటారు అన్నమాట. Okay, right? So Rajya Sabha functions primarily as a representative of the states in India Parliament. Rajya Sabha can also initiate the legislation. లోక్ సభలోనే ఏ విధంగా అయితే బిల్స్ ప్రవేశపెడతారో రాజ్యసభలో కూడా అదే విధంగా బిల్స్ ప్రవేశపెట్టడం జరుగుతుంది. సో therefore an important role in reviving or altering the laws initiated by the Lok Sabha done by the Rajya Sabha. లోక్ సభ ఒక బిల్ ప్రవేశపెట్టి అప్రూవ్ చేసిన తర్వాత అది రాజ్యసభకు వచ్చినప్పుడు the Rajya Sabha will check whether what is the criticality of this bill and they'll review it, and if any changes is required the Rajya Sabha will try to do some alteration. The members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the elected members of the legislative assemblies of various states. Yes, my dear student, the members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people through general elections, whereas the members of Rajya Sabha generally called as Council of States. రాష్ట్రాల మండలిగా చెప్తుంటాం. కాబట్టి రాష్ట్రాల్లో ఉన్నటువంటి లెజిస్లేటివ్ అసెంబ్లీలో ఉన్నటువంటి మెంబర్స్ని ఆధారంగా తీసుకొని ప్రతి రాష్ట్రానికి వాళ్ళ యొక్క జనాభా ప్రాతిపదికన కొన్ని సీట్స్ని రాజ్యసభలో కేటాయించడం జరుగుతుంది అనమాట. సో ఎవ్రీ 2 yearsకి 1/3 మెంబర్స్ రాజ్యసభ నుంచి వెకేట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. అలా వెకేట్ చేసినటువంటి సీట్స్ని రాష్ట్రాల నుంచి ఫిల్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు అనమాట. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద థింగ్. అండ్ ప్రెసెంట్ 233 ఎలక్టెడ్ మెంబర్స్ ప్లస్ 12 నామినేటెడ్ మెంబర్స్ పై ప్రెసిడెంట్. చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. రాష్ట్రపతి రాజ్యసభకి ఎంత మందిని నామినేట్ చేస్తారు అంటే 12 మెంబర్స్. అదే లోక్సభకు అనుకోండి 2 members ఆఫ్ ఆంగ్లో ఇండియన్స్. రీసెంట్గా అది కూడా తీసేశారు ఒక చట్టం చేసి. నౌ the second category, to control, guide and inform the government. This is a very important way through which the parliament control the executive. So this is simple. By asking questions, question hours antam. By asking questions, the executives were controlled by the legislature, that is parliament. The opposition parties play a very, very important critical role in healthy functioning of a democracy. They highlight the drawbacks in the various policies and programs of the government and mobilize popular support for their own policies. So this is importance of opposition party, right? Then, so there is a question about, so generally if you see the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, if you see Lok Sabha, generally it starts from 11 to 1, morning session and afternoon session. The morning session will start from 11 to 1, that is 11 to 12 and 12 to 1. So 11 to 12 it is called question hour and 12 to 1 is called zero hour. So 11 to 12 the question hour will carry 2 types of question. One is start questions and second is unstarred questions. So these are the questions asked by the members of parliament to the ministers only. So with the approval of Speaker of Lok Sabha, the ministers can be asked by the questions. Getting my point, sir? So start questions, unstarred question and short duration question. There are, you can generally 2 types only, but sometimes short duration questions also will be asked. So if NCERT books ante koncham speed gaane veltamu, slow ga cheppali ante chaala time pattestundi and students kuda bore kottesthundi. So maximum నేను చెప్పే ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మీరు కంపల్సరీ గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. మనకి 10 marks క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. ఏంటంటే వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ రాజ్యసభ ఇన్ పార్లమెంట్ అంటే లోక్సభకి ఎక్కువ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇచ్చి రాజ్యసభకు తక్కువ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఇస్తున్నారనేది మనకు ఒక క్వశ్చన్ పడుతుంది. అలాగే పార్లమెంట్లో జరిగేటువంటి డిబేట్స్ లోక్సభ ఒక బిల్ ప్రవేశపెట్టి పాస్ చేసిన తర్వాత రాజ్యసభ వాటిని ఆపుతూ ఉంటుంది. ఇలా ఆపడం అనేది ఎంతవరకు కరెక్ట్, అది ఏ మేరకు ఎంత టైం వరకు ఆపచ్చు అన్న విషయం కూడా మనకి 10 marks క్వశ్చన్స్గా అడిగే అవకాశం ఉంది. ఓకే, సో ఇది క్వశ్చన్ అడుగుతున్నారండి. క్వశ్చన్ మీరు చదవండి. The government gets valuable feedback and is kept on its toes by the questions asked by the MPs. Right? Law making process. So very simple law making process ante the bill was whether any bill initial ga draft antamu, the members of Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha prepare a draft. They will submit to Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. When the presiding officer of Lok Sabha, that is Speaker, or the presiding officer of Rajya Sabha, that is Chairman, once they approved it, that draft will become the bill. Once it got the bill, it is a legal document, must be introduced in parliament. So the presiding officer will decide what is the procedure for implementing that law, whether there is simple majority or special majority required. The presiding officer will decide, right sir? So how the law making process, let's say the bill is introduced in Lok Sabha, approved with simple majority, and it will go to Rajya Sabha. even after the passage of Rajya Sabha, the bill will go to the president only. So once the president has given approval, that is assent, then the bill will become act, right? So here you can remember some political party representation to Dalit also they have mentioned. And finally, for a representative democracy, every community of the society must be represented. That is why some seats are reserved for parliament for SCs and STs also. Very, very important for Dalit. This is a 10 marks question and chala important. That is representation to the women in legislature. That is, simply say that reservation of seats to women in the parliament is justiciable or not. అంటే పార్లమెంట్లో విమెన్స్కి సీట్స్ అనేవి రిజర్వ్ చేయాలా, 33% 50% అని ఉంది. ఇప్పటిదాకా ఇవ్వలేదు. ఓన్లీ గ్రామ పంచాయతీ, దట్ ఈస్ లోకల్ బాడీస్లో, గ్రామ పంచాయతీ ఎలక్షన్స్లోని, మున్సిపల్ బాడీ ఎలక్షన్స్లో మాత్రమే విమెన్కి 33% ఆఫ్ రిజర్వేషన్స్ ఇవ్వడం జరిగింది. స్టేట్ లెజిస్లేచర్స్లో కానీ పార్లమెంట్లో కానీ విమెన్స్కి ఎటువంటి రిజర్వేషన్స్ ఇవ్వడం లేదు. 33% కాన్సెప్ట్ లేదు. కాబట్టి whether women is to see the women empowerment, is it political rights of women is justiciable in the parliament? So do you support the concept of reservation of seats to women? Critically examine. ఈ క్వశ్చన్ వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుంది. సో కాబట్టి చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఈ టాపిక్. డెఫినెట్గా మీరు ఎస్ఏ అడిగే అవకాశం కూడా ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి సో ప్లీజ్ ఫోకస్ ఆన్ ఇట్. రైట్ మై డియర్ స్టూడెంట్స్, జస్ట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ వెరీ మచ్. సో దీంతో మనకి టాపిక్ కంప్లీట్ అయిందండి. సో ప్లీజ్ read once and twice, and if you have any doubts, please ask me. Thank you very much.